Hello, it's Stephanie. Thank you for joining me in my Old World Soap Shop YouTube channel. Tonight I'm going to, it's night here, but tonight I'm going to be making some men's shaving soap. You can use it if you're a woman too, but it's just a very gentle soap. So you can use it on your face for the men who need that in their life. And I'm going to be giving you my recipe that I have here that I'm using. I went over to soapcalc.com and just printed it out. So I'll give you the percentages. Tonight I'm using 30% coconut oil. I'm using 30% palm oil, 10% castor oil, 10% olive oil, 5% cocoa butter, and 15% sunflower oil. So those light oils and the castor oils, those are normally much lower percentages, but this is why it's going to be a very lathering and a very gentle bar of soap. So just very, very moisturizing. And this is the kind of soap you want to keep in a dish, and then you're going to take your shaving brush in there and get it wet and then kind of slather it around on that shaving soap puck inside of the dish, and it'll get all wet and lather really well. And then you're going to just let that shaving puck soap just sit in that dish and harden back up. So you don't want to get excess water in there, because then it can make the soap turn to mush, but it will definitely harden back up if you're just wetting the brush and then getting in there and slathering, getting soap on it just to lather. So the castor oil is going to make it really sudsy on your face, and that's the thing, that's the ingredient in there that really gives it the most foam, I guess, aspect of it. So, and then the palm oil also. It's just a very good and conditioning bar of soap. So, with that being said, and it's also very cleansing, so cleansing and conditioning together, if you can get that, that's great. So that's what we have in this bar. And with that being said, I'm going to start measuring out my oils and getting my lye solution ready, because I know that Father's Day is coming up, and there are some requests that have already been made. People have come to my booth, and I'm like, I have to turn them away because they want these shaving, pucks, and I don't have them. So I just wanted to show you also. A lot of people use the small molds. I like to still stick with my 5 ounce. I have 5 ounce bars of soap. They're over 5 ounce, or like 5.5 ounce bars of body soap, and I want the same amount for these shaving pucks. So this is 5 ounce, and there's 6. Each one is 5 ounces. So you want to make sure that if you get this was off Wholesale Supplies Plus, and if you get something like this, you want to make sure that you're doing the math right. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, there's 30 ounces of soap batter that you're going to need to pour in here. So make sure that you put that in if you're going to go by ounces, or yeah. So anyways, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a couple more ounces actually. I put in 32 ounces just so that I can have a little bit extra for my seashell molds that I'm making for another recipe, another soap. So I'm going to get started. One more thing I just wanted to share with you was the fragrance I'm using, and that is, it's by Crafter's Choice at Wholesale Supplies Plus. It's called Bourbon Tobacco. I love this scent. It smells so good. It does have that slight, I almost want to be like, here, smell it. But it has that, it has tobacco scent. And I don't know, I'm probably just gonna call it barbershop or something like that. Barbershop shaving disc. So I just wanted to share that with you. This is so good. I want to get more. I love it. Guys love it. I only have 2 body soaps left. So it was a hit in Oregon and in Tennessee. People like the scent. So, and it's one of my favorites. Even though I'm a woman, I just love the scent. I have a bunch of loud noises in the background. I have the fans on and everything because the lye solution is setting off to the side. But I was going to add in here the usage for the barber shop, or the what I'm calling the barber shop, but the bourbon tobacco. So I had to pause it for a second, but the max IFRA for the bourbon tobacco fragrance oil is 42%. Now, are we going to use 42%? No, because that is almost half of your entire batch of soap. And you're going to have major issues if you have half of your entire batch of soap of fragrance oil. So basically, the IFRA puts in there the max that you can use before it starts irritating skin. Now with a lot of soaps, with soap fragrances, it's like 10% or 15 or 5% even, or with, I know, Anise essential oil, it's like 5% or something like that. Not even 1%. So for me and my skin, it would irritate it at 42%. I know with certain ones, I think either lavender or cedarwood or something like that, if it's essential oil, it's like 100%. So yeah, you can actually dab on 100%. I know I can, for me, like lavender essential oil onto my skin and I'm fine. But you don't use as much essential oil, you know, in weight as there is in weight of your soap batch. It's just dumb. So because you're just going to ruin the consistency, it's never going to set up properly or anything like that. So that being said, recommended amount is 6%. Max IFRA is 42%. And make sure you know the difference. Make sure you're not, because you're going to ruin your soap if you go in and do the max. Now sometimes people might want to go above that 6%, and that's okay, as long as they don't go above the max IFRA, which that's not okay for the soap, for the batch of soap. That's okay so that you don't irritate skin. So hopefully I'm making sense. Like, oftentimes the recommended amount might be 6%, but with a certain fragrance oil, the max IFRA might say 10%. So somebody might think, okay, well, I want to go to 7%. And that's totally fine, as long as they don't go above that 10%. So I don't ever go above 6%. So I'm just going to do recommended. And for the bourbon tobacco fragrance oil, based on my 32 ounces of soap at 6%, is going to give me 1.92 ounces of that particular fragrance oil. So I'm going to measure that out right now. I am waiting for my liquid oils. I'm going to go ahead and stir the liquid oils right now in with my hard oils that have melted. And then I'm going to take the temperature, and I want it down to about 120 to 125 degrees. And I also want my lye water solution within that same 120 to 130 degrees. And then once they're both there, I will go ahead and add in my clays and my fragrances, and I will mix the lye solution in with my oils, and we'll make some soap. So that's what we'll do next. I will not be coloring this, so I'm not going to add micas or any kind of colorants. The only thing is that sometimes the fragrance oils will, if it has vanilla, darken it a little bit or turn it a caramel color, sometimes a brown, depending on how much of a percentage that of vanilla in it that it has. Other than that, I have added 2 teaspoons of bentonite clay to this mixture. Okay, so I am ready, and what I'm going to do now is first just mix the clay in my solution because it's a little clumpy right now. See that at the bottom, and I want to make sure it's all incorporated before I add the lye solution. I wish it wasn't so loud. See in there. Yeah. Okay, so now I think I'm good. So I will add the lye solution. Okay, so now I'm going to just stir with this and see how it's looking. Yes, got a medium trace, I'd say, so I'm going to start pouring. Ooh, it's getting kind of, I need a different system here for pouring. Okay. So I just want to show you that with the 32 ounces, you get 6 of these 5-ounce pucks. They say it's 5 ounce from Wholesale Supplies Plus. And then I went and had to get this thing out, and it's like a third of the way full. So I'll just do little sample bars, or just cut up little bars for my husband to use, and that'll be his. So make sure you have something large enough to fit like maybe, I don't know, a couple extra of these, or yeah, something, a shoebox or a circular, just something, some kind of mold to put some extra stuff in so you don't waste it. Well, I really like this recipe, and I hope that you do too, or your significant other, or that man in your life does. These, what I like to wrap these in is just like, you know, those donut bags that you get from the store and you put your donut in it, or some kind of pastry bag. I'll do that. If you have a business, you can stamp the outside of it, and you can tie it with twine or something and make it look kind of like rustic and manly, and it's just a nice little touch. And so I've had a lot of success, and I hope you enjoy this recipe. Bye.